o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, Barbara Gomez back with us, wearing a different hat than our last time we talked to her. And Jeremy, I'm going to botch this. Angenend? Angenend. All right.
Very close.
I was close. I went a little hard on my A.
You overdid it.
Today wearing it's not Homes for Heroes anymore, but our Homes for Heroes hat.
Yes.
Same mission statement.
Same mission.
Different
name.
Organization name now. So.
Yeah, a new name. They made us change it, Mike.
Okay. Someone was it taken or some kind of
Homes for Heroes is a national
trademark
is a national company, and even though we were called Homes for Heroes of Chaves County, they said it was still too close.
Too close enough.
And apparently they might be coming to Roswell at some point. They're a real estate company of some sort. I don't know.
Really?
Either way, they asked us to stop using Chaves Homes for Heroes.
Make a donation. We'll be happy to.
I know. You know what? I didn't think about that. Because you are Homes for Heroes and you're not helping heroes.
Yeah, if you're a for-profit organization, let's help a nonprofit.
That's right. That's right. They actually were for-profit, so they didn't do that. But either way, we have a new name. It's called Chaves County Heroes. Our mission is still the same.
Good deal. Helping our heroes locally here.
That's right.
Our military, first responders, but if you're not familiar with the mission, you're kind of a stopgap for veterans and folks.
Yeah.
So if a veteran living on their own is got a house that needs some work, maybe they recently put in a wheelchair, they need to get ramps put in, or perhaps their plumbing or heating's below standards and need some help and upgrades. Chaves County Heroes comes in and says, let's get you guys back to where you need to be.
Right. And we are all kind of like everybody else is after the pandemic. We're trying to figure out where we are and who we are and what we need to do overall. Veterans, I believe, need help all of the time.
And as a veteran, and you probably know this yourself, we're the biggest stubborn group of people on the planet.
Yeah.
Yes.
We could literally have our arm laying on the floor and be like, you need some help? No, I'm good.
No. I need a Band-Aid. I'm fine. Just give me a Band-Aid.
Yeah. But, and there's a mindset, a lot of. So you got to fight through that a little bit. Mm-hmm. But trust me, they do need help, and it's great that and at some point, they probably get to a point when you talk to them, it's like, I could probably use some help with the plumbing here, or with air conditioning or something.
Mike, sometimes it goes from one end to the other. Sometimes they don't want any help, or sometimes they want tons of help that we can't afford to help them with.
Sure.
But I want to let you know that our group is a little bit smaller than it used to be in terms of our board. And Jeremy just recently joined us, and so I'm really excited that he's here with me today.
Good deal.
Because he stepped up and said, what can I do? What can I help with? And he agreed to come to the radio with me to talk to you. So that's huge, don't you think?
And it's good to have fresh perspective in it.
It is. It actually is.
When you're doing something for years and you get set in your ways a little bit, not saying that's a bad thing, but sometimes opportunities are missed when that happens.
Right.
And so now when there's new blood, fresh blood to kind of be a part of the team and to help out, it brings new ideas, it brings new challenges, it brings new opportunities. And so that's the great thing about it. It's, now that we got some other new energized folks that are here, that's going to take us to the next level and be able to help more people and to create more opportunities to take care of our veterans and folks that took care of us.
Sure.
When they were able to.
You want to tell them why you wanted to join us, Jeremy?
Yeah, sure. So, I moved to Roswell about a year ago, middle of June last year. Start working out here. And I'm a Marine Corps veteran. Got out in 2012, did the education thing after that, finally settled on a job here, started working.
GI Bill's one of the best on the planet.
Yeah, GI Bill is a savior, and it's a great thing. But anyways, I moved out here. I started looking around because I wanted to get involved in the community, and especially in the veteran community, because Chaves County has a large military veteran presence.
We do.
And coming off of the pandemic, especially, I know a lot of veterans struggled. Are continuing to struggle.
Yeah.
Right? So joining this group, Chaves County Heroes, it's just a match made in heaven as far as I'm concerned. I think we can do a lot of good, and we plan on doing a lot of good in the community.
And really, you guys are limited to the people that you have. So the more volunteers, the more that creates more ability to help more. The more resources, if there's folks out there that are in some of these contracting industries, if you're a plumber, if you're an electrician, if you're a AC guy or a carpenter or any of these skilled labor, tile work, whatever, if these are your bread and butter, your day things, if you want to get back a little bit and help, your skills, your expertise would be greatly beneficial to Chaves County Heroes, because a lot of times it's coming in and saying, all right, we gotta redo this guy's kitchen, or we gotta build these ramps, and we'd like it level.
Yeah, right.
That makes it easier. Yeah.
Makes it easier to
By
get
the
around.
way, that ramp shouldn't look like a ramp we're jumping Knievel off of. Maybe let's lower that grade a little
Might be a
bit.
little dangerous. Yeah.
We ain't jumping over the Caesar's Palace fountain here. We're just trying to get up on the porch.
Right.
Stuff like that. So
Yeah.
your expertise is needed to do this.
Well, Mike, I was the president for a little bit, and then I stepped away for a little bit, thought I was just going to, kick back and do something else and help somebody else for
Sure.
a while. But our director decided he was retiring. Our president actually decided he was going to retire and wanted something else to do.
Gotcha.
And so guess what? I'm back to being
You're back in the-
I'm back to being president.
Back in the saddle. Huh?
Back in the saddle again. But I just want to let everybody know what our mission of our organization is. It is to provide assistance and or coordinate housing resources for veterans and first responders and their families and their widows.
Yeah.
So it's not just, veterans. We're looking at first responders.
Yeah.
If you guys need help out there.
Yeah, our
And-
paramedics and officers and
Yeah.
fire, rescue, all those folks. Yeah.
And I mean, we don't have tons of money, but one thing that we like to do is we just like to assist, anybody that needs help. So we used to previously, before the pandemic started, we had a lot of referrals. We're getting a lot of referrals from a lot of different places. And that's what I was telling Jeremy. It just seems like it's just stopped off.
Gotcha.
And I just don't know why. I'm sure there's veterans out there that need help. I know there is.
Absolutely.
So where are they? Maybe they don't know about us. And that's
Sure.
why we thank you, Mike, for letting us come talk to you today.
And you always hear the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Well, unfortunately, veterans aren't usually a squeaky wheel, and
Yeah.
that's why it's easy. Where it's like, oh yeah, everyone will put out a meme or a different colored ribbon and say all that stuff all day. But when all that goes and the lights are done and the day's over, they go back and be quiet, and
Right.
they don't raise a fuss. They don't. And so this organization almost has to be proactive to go out to them, because they're not necessarily always going to come to you.
Right.
I think one of the, if I can say this,
Go,
one of
please, go
the
ahead.
things that Barbara is wanting to do and what we're wanting to do as an organization is to work closely in conjunction with the VSO, the Veteran Service Officer here in town. VSOs just across statewide are, I believe, severely underutilized, and they are overburdened right now. So if they can, any time a VSO can pass off maybe an issue getting a DD 214 for a veteran, because those
Sure.
are extremely important.
Absolutely. You have to live and die by that thing.
Yeah, you have to have it for essentially everything to prove that you're in the service. But anytime a VSO can kind of pass off getting a DD 214 or something like that to us, to a nonprofit that we can handle, that kind of eases their burden too, because that they're feeling.
Absolutely.
And
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, what we're also working on most recently that we talked about during our board meeting is we've been having guests come speak to us about what they do in the community. So we had like the Homeless Coalition, which we were really surprised, I was anyway, to find out how much they can do in the community.
And how many veterans they deal with in the homeless situation on a daily basis.
They deal with a lot of them.
Yeah.
And they have needs all the time. Everything from needing socks and underwears to maybe needing help with home issues.
Sure. Or
And-
putting them in touch with VA reps and, putting them in front of these places where they can get some actual financial aid and things that they've earned as veterans,
Right. In this last meeting, we had, he was a veterans representative for Yvette Harrell. He came, he talked to us via, he called us in, but he told us about so many resources. So my plan right now for this coming year is to create a veterans resource guide of sorts. So maybe that we can hand out, because we are just
that
we're
pool
just-
of information,
Sure.
that place to go to be that resource to find out, how do I do X?
Yeah, how do I
Yeah.
get this? Where do I go to get this? Because they gave us a whole list of different things where veterans can get assistance.
Sure.
I mean, Goodwill helps veterans a lot, and they've been a really big source for us. But unfortunately, their local person is no longer here. So now we have a regional person, and you know how that works.
Sure.
Now our referrals are really not coming in as
Until they
quick
get
as-
that person that's dedicated to our area, it's
Right,
going to be hit or
dedicated
miss.
to our area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Mike, I'm sure you know this too. Just after serving, when you're separating from the military will often throw a lot of information at you, a lot of resources that aren't often not compiled.
Yeah.
So after you separate for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you don't remember everything that you were told. Well, I need this resource. I need to go to this
Yeah.
person.
Sure.
And so that's one of the reasons we're doing this, is so veterans have that cheat sheet, if you will,
Absolutely.
to go to.
Yeah, you're right, Jeremy. I remember when I processed out and they got you going through all kind of classes and things. And I'm not saying it's bad.
Just too
but
much information.
It's a
Right.
lot. And oh, by the way, you're thinking about all the other transitions in your life. With you're going from 3 hots and a cot to you're on your own, son.
Yeah.
Right.
I got to navigate that.
A little bit different. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing I think that this is going to serve is we want to be able to put this in other people's hands. So if these veterans end up in the hospital, or maybe they're in the police department, maybe they're here or there throughout town, that you can hand them something and say, look, call Chaves County Heroes, or call the Homeless Coalition.
Yeah.
So that you're not standing there without any answers for them, at least to guide them somewhere.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing. And so for folks out here listening, we're looking for volunteers, more people to serve and things. And of course, we're looking for those veterans. If you know veterans that are in need, or first responders, that retired folks that are, folks that they served our community for hunks of their life, and now they're living and needing help, or whatever it is, whether it's physical needs like plumbing and air conditioning, or they don't have
Even
any
small needs.
Yeah.
I mean, anything.
But even if it's connecting to, look, they got no money coming in. They're veteran. Certainly there's programs and things that they should be getting, and just putting them on y'all's radar so you can go in and start going through the gauntlet of different ways that we can let them support themselves through the things that they've earned already. And that's just it. And this is where we get into veterans being stubborn. They don't see it as something they've earned. It's like, no. When you gave up your rights, because that's what you do when you sign up the military. You don't fall under the Constitution anymore. You're under UCMJ. Therefore, you're not protected by the Constitution anymore. It's a big deal when you sign your name on that piece of paper. You're giving up a lot of yourself to do that. And I'm not even talking about the ability to put yourself on the life on the line. I'm just talking about the ancillary stuff.
Yeah.
But because of that alone, you've earned that. Now that you've done your service, things like your GI Bill, things like your VA benefits, for, buying your first home, or getting whatever it is you need, or even taking advantage of private companies that cater to veterans. There's a lot of perks through that, insurance and all those kind of things. But you guys can help them get in touch with all
Right.
that stuff and say, look, these are your avenues. Let us start the paperwork for you so you can go through it. Now you won't need us, and you're hunky dory.
Right. And of course, Danielle at the VSO here in town, she's fantastic. I mean, she will help, and a lot of times they do come to us, and the way that they help us, Mike, is it's true. You have veterans that don't want any help at all, or say, I'm just fine, I don't really need anything. And then you have veterans that say, hey, can you put me in a brand new HVAC unit or whatever? And we're going, we don't have that kind of money, but let's figure out what we can do for you.
Let's see if we can find a workaround,
Right,
or an
work around
alternative.
it.
Yeah.
And what Danielle does to help us is she can review their funding, and we can look into things and say, okay, how much money do you actually have coming in? Oh, wow. Okay, well, we can help you with this much. We can't help you with this. Because, honestly, we could blow our little bit of money that we have left, because right now we don't have tons of it.
Sure.
So that's another thing we
One
can...
veteran, it can wipe you out.
One veteran can
How
wipe...
much they need,
Yeah, with their big needs, they can wipe us out.
Yeah.
So we try to, spread it out as far as we can. If you're out there and you are not, maybe you know somebody that needs help, but maybe you're someone that would like to donate to this group. We are a 501c3 community charity. Just most
So
recent,
tax write-off and
we're a
everything
tax
else.
write-off
Even with
and
the new
everything.
name and everything, good to
Even
go.
with the new name. Do you know when we first started, or when I first started with this group, we found out that it was all done correctly, but somebody forgot to check a box. And guess what, Mike? When that did that, that kind of screwed us for a little bit. But we got that fixed now. And so now we're a 501c3,
Good
so
deal.
you can donate to us. We do accept, we do apply for grants. We take community donations.
Sure.
We took, as a matter of fact, we just met also with Chaves County Veteran Group, the veterans group that does the cemetery.
Yeah.
And they have, they do all kinds of funding themselves. So they have volunteered to help us. They say, if you have somebody out there, they need physical help, you need money for something, we'll help you guys out.
Absolutely. And that's what, and at the end of the day, that's what Chaves County Home Heroes does really is.
Chaves County Heroes.
It really is that whether if you don't help directly, you're the conduit that gets them in touch with the people for that. And so that's what it's about. So if you want to be a part of that, either by donating financially or volunteering of your time, or offering up your services, like I was saying earlier, if you're a skilled laborer, and you want to volunteer some of your time. I know you're probably busy, and I get that, and you run a business and all that. But if you got a little time or a little manpower, and you want to donate it to Chaves County Heroes, they would love to have you do that to help fix somebody's fence or whatever it is that needs to be done.
We have two categories that you can volunteer as. You can either be a director, like Jeremy has decided he would like to be a director. A director makes decisions about where this organization is going and what we're doing. So it's really, really important. I've become a little bit, I don't want to say picky, but I want people to make sure they know what they're getting into. If you say, I want to volunteer, but I can't come to any meetings. I want to be a director, but I can't come to any meetings. No, we need directors because we vote on things.
You need people in the room making decisions.
That's right. And now we have the category of volunteers, and those people don't have to make decisions. They just help us when we need help.
Yeah. I just saw the time. We're about to get kicked off the radio. So
Ali,
if anybody wants to learn more, what's the best way? Is through website or phone number? What's probably the best way to reach out?
They can probably call me. I think it's the best number. It's 575-626-8033.
Okay.
Or, Jeremy, if you want to give them your number.
Sure. Yeah, it's 512-897-9788.
And, of course, call the station. We'll make sure I get you in touch with Barbara or whatever